Hi Virgos, and welcome to your December 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. What an incredible month of December we are facing. I hope you're all doing really well. As usual, I'll be doing some intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading on Patreon, which will be linked below. Okay, so Virgos, intuitively for you, something is coming to an end now. Something has gone on too long. Something is really concluding. Okay, this can be feeling really great. It can be feeling pretty tough. It can be like on the really good side, like a promotion or a graduation, or on the more difficult side, it can be like even like the end of certain previously romanticized paths, or any type of thing that you were really attached to or really hooked to can kind of come to an end or have a breaking off point here. It's a really wonderful time in December to be thinking about how things got to this point or how we built up to this level. I feel that the endings that may be coming in for you indicate some type of mastery that you've achieved and say that you have like some type of other calling which is starting to come through. You have the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Chariot, the Moon, and the Tower, all as major arcana cards. So you have 5 this month, which is very rare to have that many. I usually say if there are 3 or more, it's going to be very memorable. So I think this is a really huge deal of a month for you coming up. All of those energies coming together indicate a big change, right? Like the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Chariot, and the Tower all show like a breaking off of a previous structure. Some type of vehicle of change coming in, as well as just a turn of the wheel or a turn of events. The Moon and the High Priestess have more of a spiritual connotation and deal with your perspective, what you perceive to be valuable or not in your life, and what you have designated as a source of significance. Grouping that all together, you could say that there is a previous source of significance that has perhaps reached a degree of mastery. With time, there has been a sort of turn of the wheel, and now you're looking towards a different source of significance, a different sort of in a different perceptive way to take you somewhere else with the Chariot. So this is an incredible narrative I feel that you are stepping into. And it's very exciting. Like when I'm talking about the endings, or I'm talking about things coming to a close for you in certain areas, I'm not meaning this like, oh no, I have a breakup, or oh no, I have something in my life that is really hard to lose and really sad to lose. This more so feels like an incredible like second chance. Like, oh my gosh, now that I don't have this taking up my time anymore, I can finally do what I want to do, or I can finally redevote myself to that significant path. As Virgos, you might see that every time you have a breakup or every time you have a loss, all of a sudden you're getting so much more. So elimination, right? The word elimination is coming up this month as well. What you get rid of, what you say no to, what you don't participate with might be a huge blessing in disguise. As I feel that you might even look back to a few of the previous endings that you had in your life, like the last 2 breakups or the last 2, like if you got fired from a job or something, or if you fell out of some type of path. And you might see that it is that distinct ending that now has you glowing so much at an auric level now, and now has you available for the incredible options here. So yeah, it's a wonderful month for redefining purpose, redefining path, and redefining how you're placing your life force energy. Also, it's an important time for reassessing boundaries and understanding, like, are you ready for a happy narrative? Are you ready to leave that sad story behind with the 5 of Cups and the 2 of Swords? And it seems possible also to create new meaningful relationships as well with the 3 of Cups, like new support networks and new friendships. But yes, Virgos, let's look into your week to week. Week number 1 of December, you have the High Priestess rooted down by the 5 of Cups. So you are reassessing, again, the significance of your path. Also, some type of sad story or some type of difficult ending now has more spiritual value to it. So you're not just feeling like a victim of your reality. You're not just feeling like bad things happen for no reason. You're seeing that what was once difficult has now compensated you, or has now given back to you. And it's not about wanting to extend difficulties or to invite difficulties anymore, but you don't have to feel like you are, trapped by the previous difficulties, or that they didn't mean anything. I feel like any like vacuum of meaning, or any area of your life that was sort of devoid of meaning, or you couldn't quite figure out the purpose of certain events, that now starts to close out, and you're left with a lot more maturity and magnetism, spiritual power, manifestational capability. It's beautiful. But yes, there could also be something kind of like sad happening in the first week of December. Like while you have maybe been very successful in your career, you might have had a narrowing of relationships, or maybe it's just you now. But at the same time, there's this incredible like glow, or this incredible independent streak that has come through, which offers you so much. At the same time, it asks you, do you want to start inviting new people into your life? Do you want to start being less solitary? Okay. The Five of Cups sometimes indicates that we're being too solitary, or we're being too independent, and not asking for help when we need it, or not letting someone else assist us when it's available. Week number 2, you have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, ruled by the Tower. Oh my gosh, this week is such a big deal for you. Second week of December, you are changing your life. Okay. The tone of your spiritual path changes. So maybe you for a while were like really connected to like health and making your body well and making yourself the healthiest version of yourself. Now it switches to like more of a career focus, or now it switches to more of a material focus, or it could be vice versa. There's some type of like overall tone or overall objective that's changing in the second week of December. Now you have maybe a different socioeconomic status as well, or you have some kind of radically different view of life that threatens everything. I'm kidding. It questions every single grain of your previous commitments. So December of 2022, for all the signs collectively, is questioning the integrity of all of our obligations, commitments, what we have deemed as necessary constructs in our life. And you could have like a breaking point there, or you could have a turning point at the very least regarding these old commitments and obligations. There's a kind of like shaking up or shaking off of the previous methods of self-determination, and the previous methods perhaps of like upkeeping your household, or upkeeping your general life path and life orientation. So it does kind of seem like a time where some people might choose an entirely different lifestyle, or choose an entirely different biorhythm or something, or maybe there's a big switch coming in there for you. Maybe you're turning more into a day person if you were previously a night person. It's a very big shift. Week number 3, the Chariot, rooted down by the Two of Swords. So yes, we are having a solstice on that week, and I feel that for you, you have to think about changing your boundaries here. So what are you letting in? What are you blocking? There could be a big switch up happening there. And you could also be having like people from the past like knocking on your boundaries there, so you might want to be prepared for that. You could see an evolution of relationships with the Chariot energy. It says that like maybe previous relationships, or previous like people that you've had blocked, might be coming back in and requesting you to change your orientation towards them. I do feel that there are people who are apologetic, or there are people who are trying to basically maybe regain favor with you as well. So that is something you might want to mull over during that time. Week number 4, the Moon, rooted down by 3 of Cups. So yes, your perception of friendships, your perception of support network in your life, that could be changing as well. So people who you thought were really there for you, you might be thinking of differently now. Also people that you didn't expect to come through could be like showing up. So people that you haven't been giving a lot of like time and attention to, or people that you don't even think of that much, could like suddenly be there for you. Or it's like if you're having a promotion or a graduation or something, you might be surprised at who shows up and who doesn't. And that's basically the universe showing you like who you need to confide more in, or who you have more hope of developing future relationships with. So yeah, that's a lot of what the energy for December is for you, Virgo, is like trying to understand what has been over focused in your life, what has been too tied to expectation, like who have you been too focused on, and how have they not maybe been there in the way that you thought that they would, and how can you like change your orientation towards a lot of people in your life to honor these bigger changes that are coming in. For a lot of you, there's a new kind of like group or association that you can do a lot better with now than what you've done before. And also take a look at your faith and what you have faith in now. Is it your job? Is it your paycheck? Is it a religious institution? Is it social media? Where is your faith at? That's going to be the biggest question to also bring up, because we don't want a sort of lukewarm, unsure orientation coming out of December. So let's talk more about that in your extended Virgo. Let's talk more about faith, and let's talk more about finding that purpose within it. I'll get a central theme and 2 supporting themes, and we will go further. That's linked below. Have a beautiful month ahead. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.